Good morning, Flosstube. Welcome to my channel. My name is Mandy, and this is my channel, Homegrown and Handmade. If you are new, thank you for stopping by, and if you are returning, thank you so much for liking me enough to come back. Last week, I did a whip parade, and that was very fun. I realized after the fact that I was unprepared with the charts and the names, not for my whips, but for the stitching that I've done, but haven't FFO'd fully. I think and one big one in the comments was the little red Christmas truck. So several of you commented or reached out about that little red Christmas truck. I went to the cross stitch store locally, Knots and Needles in Bossier City, where I got it, because they had one a couple of months ago. They had another one. So I asked and they didn't have it anymore, but she was able to help me track down what pattern it is. So I updated the show notes for the whip parade, and it has the pattern name in the show notes now. And I believe I included a link to one of the few shops that I found that carries it. But the pattern is called Bringing the Ornaments by the Posy Collection. So if you're curious about the red truck, go check out the show notes from the last video. I think the kit itself costs like $16 to $18 when I got it. When I was searching online, I did see one place that was selling it for $60. So I just want you to be aware of what it's actually worth so you don't pay more than you want to for it. But the shop that I found that I linked, I think it was $16 or $18 that I paid for it. So thank you all for tuning in to the whip parade. It was really fun. I love watching everyone's whip parades. And a lot of you suggested turning the Halloween calendar that I showed last video. Oh, I'm not sure. I think it's in my bag, so I'm not going to show it again. Sorry. But y'all suggested turning it into a wall hanging, which I really, really like that idea. So I think I'm going to do that. I have an idea to those kind of wood bead or felt ball garlands are pretty popular. So I have an idea to use that as like the hanging part and then put a border around it with some Halloween fabric and then just turn it into a wall hanging. So I am excited about that. Has not happened yet, but I will. I just need to get some supplies for it. So thank you for that suggestion. I really like it. I honestly hadn't even thought about turning it into a wall hanging. And my mom suggested too, even using a Halloween needle minder that I have as a day marker for it if the magnet's strong enough so I can just move the needle minder every day. So I'm excited about that. I need to finish that bad boy. And a lot of you also said that the pillow idea for my Santa was a good idea, and that'll be the first time I make a pillow. And I actually really like what someone suggested about putting border fabric on the pillow as well to make it a bigger size. And it's just such a big cross stitch pattern itself. I like the idea of introducing something else that's kind of a smaller pattern that will draw your eye a little bit more. So I really appreciate all of your suggestions. I am excited to finish those two now and to, for the first time ever, sew a finished cross stitch piece. I quilt, as you know, if you've watched my channel before, but I have yet to sew a cross stitch piece. So I am excited about that. So life update. My little baby boy is 5, almost 6 months next week. He is better. He had a touch of pneumonia. I don't know if I talked about it last time. So he's on antibiotics, which I hesitated at first because anyways, but he's on antibiotics, but we've been giving him some probiotic drops too to help keep his gut bacteria healthy after the antibiotics. But he's a lot better from that. He still has a cough, and that'll probably just take a while to go away. My sweet husband and I, we have one of those owlet socks. So if you have new babies, but I think they're relatively new within the past couple of years. So if you have a newish baby or you have newish grandbabies that have used the owlet sock, essentially it monitors heart rate and oxygen levels throughout the night. whenever it's on baby, and it will alert you if they're low or not. And so I'm medical, in training and my job. I'm a physician assistant. And so like I know a lot about oxygenation and things like that. I know zero about babies. Babies are not my specialty. So long story short, we got the owlet sock when he had RSV because oxygen saturation levels, that's something that is one of the indicators as to whether or not you need to bring them to the hospital and have them hospitalized so they can get supplemental oxygen. So we got an owlet sock for that. And he's done great with it. We put it on every single night. And honestly, like I don't even check the numbers at night because they don't matter to me. The only thing I have it on for is so it will alert you in the middle of the night if something's wrong. So the night before last, my husband and I went to bed, and I mean we went to bed like 9:30, so fell asleep probably like 9:45-ish, 10-ish. And then all of a sudden, like I wake up to this alarm beeping, and like my husband's standing on my side of the bed, and we're both like so completely out of it. I thought it was Friday. He thought it was like time to wake up, and we had no idea where this alarm was coming from. And it took us a solid like 2 minutes to figure out that it was his outlet that was going off, and it was like flashing red, something was wrong. And so like I'm trying to pull up the app on my phone, and I have completely forgotten where this app is located on my phone. And so finally, like I'm like, go check on him. Like, I don't care what the sad is. Like, what is he alive? Like he goes to check on him and he's fine. He's sleeping like a baby. He's sleeping like a baby. And so finally I get the app pulled up, and it says his oxygen level was less than 85. I think it was like 80. And if you know anything about oxygen saturation, like it should be 99 to 100. And I look and you can see like all his sats for the night, up to that point. And like his sats were all like in the mid 80s. And I'm like, what's going on? And like I know he had pneumonia, but he was acting fine. Long story short, his sock was just on wrong. But always like don't trust, look at your baby. So my thing says that my baby was in distress, and I look at him and he's breathing fine. So we adjusted it and all that. But that was a fun time. That was a fun time. But anyways, he's doing well. We are approaching his 6-month visit. So that's next week. And if you have listened to my channel before, you know that my sweet little guy struggles with eating and gaining weight. So this week he has done a lot better with eating, which is wonderful. And I am just praying about it, not stressing about it anymore, because I would kind of get to the point where I was like trying to force it, and then he would cry, and I didn't want him to have a negative association with his bottle. So anyways, he's doing good, better with eating. And he is very interested in solids, very interested. So anytime I like have him in my lap and I'm eating, he like wants it. He tries to reach for it. So last night, finally, I was standing up eating just some sourdough bread from Whole Foods, and I was holding him, and he kept like reaching for it, and my husband was eating a piece too. So I just let him grab it. He grabbed it, he put it in his mouth, he sucked on it for a minute or so, and then I took it away. So he like no, he didn't chew or swallow or anything like that, but I think he's ready to start eating solids. So I'm going to talk with my pediatrician next week about whether or not like it's safe to start solids on him. We are going to try the baby-led weaning approach, where they just kind of give him options and he plays with it mostly and decides on his own time when he wants to start chewing and swallowing. So I'm really excited about that. And then last night, he hates tummy time, which I feel like is normal for most babies, but he hates tummy time. So anytime we put him on his tummy, like within 5 seconds, he has flipped himself back on his back, and he just doesn't roll onto his stomach. And with his low birth or his low weight and his not eating well enough, one of the things that we're supposed to watch out for is that he's not hitting his milestones, because it can affect brain development if they're really malnourished. So I've been like stressed about that, but trying not to show it, that he just like hasn't met the milestone yet of rolling onto his belly from back to belly. And it's a milestone that can happen like anytime between like 5 to 7.5 months or 8 months. So like we have a wide range, but like I'm unfortunately stressed about it. So like we try to get him to roll on his tummy during floor time and he just never does it. Lo and behold, last night he wakes up at like 1 a.m. screaming bloody murder because he has rolled onto his belly and he can't figure out how to get back over. So I flipped him and nursed him and all that fun stuff. So that was a fun milestone. And then this morning, he, for one of the first time ever, with like my help, he was like sitting on the bed, but like I was in behind him, but he like sat up on his own really well. So he's just like knocking these things out the park. So it'll be fun. It'll be fun. So I'm sorry that's a long baby update. I apologize. And life otherwise is good. My husband and I are doing great, which is wonderful. Oh, the most important life update. So I'm filming this Thursday, October 14th, and I'll upload it tomorrow, Friday. But today, my sister-in-law is going in to have a baby. So this is her second. Her first one is 2.5, no, a little less than 2.5 years old. So she's going in to deliver her little guy today. His name is Logan. So we are very excited about that. I've been praying for her this morning and I'll be praying throughout the day, but checking my phone vigilantly for any pictures and updates. So super exciting. She, when she had her last one, had like a ton of visitors in the hospital. And when I had my little guy, I mean, I had him during COVID, so like it was just me and my husband in the hospital. We could have a visitor, but we just wanted it to be the two of us. And I really enjoy just kind of that rest time, that bonding time. And so she is going to do that as well this time, have not so many visitors and just enjoy bonding with baby and resting. And so me and my husband are going to go up not this weekend, but next weekend to meet him. So I'm so excited about that. Next Flosstube, I should have an update and a picture or two on my Instagram for that. So that I think is all the life stuff that I'll bore you guys with. Thank you for tuning in. I think this is a little bit longer of a life update than I usually have. So we are going to jump right into the cross stitching, which is what you're here for. So I did have a finish parade, finish fiasco. So I worked on 3 FFOs. So the first one, I showed this cross stitch in my last video. I had finished this cross stitch a while ago and just hadn't FFO'd it. So this is a little stand that my mom found at Target. I did attach this with magnets because I think that I'm going to use this stand more frequently. There we go. And then I attached this with a magnet as well. And it works out pretty well being attached with a magnet. This is the first time that I have attempted a double bow. I am not a bow expert. I am by no means Java Girl stitches, but it turned out decent for my first double bow. I am not upset about it. This is just a little wood pumpkin that I'm pretty sure I got from Target last season. It's just a sticker pack of adhesive pumpkins. So this is my first FFO. I like it. It's cute. My second one is also one that I had the cross stitching finished already, but I just hadn't FFO'd it yet. Ooh. So this is Boo Chalk Full Jar by Hands On Design and Priscilla Blaine. I keep the bow. This is a fabric covered button. So I keep that the same every time. And I just put a little, some little picks into this bottom tray and it just sits on my counter. So I was very happy to finish this because I absolutely love that pattern and really wanted to display it for at least a little bit this Halloween season. In my last finish, I finished stitching this and I FFO'd it. So this is chock full, or This is What's in My Cup, Hello Pumpkin by Priscilla and Chelsea. So I'll put that up a little bit closer. So with this one, this is just a stand that I got from Michael's. No, sorry, Target. $3 little stand, and it had a little picture in here that said like autumn, fall, something or other. So I knew I wanted to use this because I want to make a cup for every season because it's displayed in my coffee bar area. So once I FFO'd this, I really like having backing fabric for my FFOs, but when I FFO'd this and I put it on here, I realized that this would have been too big to have a backing fabric and fit on here. So I just glued rickrack around to the back of it, and I love how it turned out. If you want to get an idea as to how much of a hot mess this back is, here you go. But that's okay because it looks great on the front. So it is just going to display like this on my coffee bar, and I am going to hopefully soon start working on the Christmas one. It does, I will tell you, leave an indent after you have it up for so long. I don't know if you'll be able to see it. Oops, sorry. Okay. It's not focusing. I'm sorry. But there's like a little indent right up here where the clip attaches to it. So beware of that. It does not bother me at all, but if it bothers you, just be aware of that before you display it like this. I did put a piece of batting underneath the fabric. I think with the black, this particular black chalkboard Ada, I like it better with some batting underneath it. I think that it hides kind of the, I don't know what it hides, but I like it a little bit better. So that is finish number 3. So just a finished parade over here. Previous finishes, I did want to show you just one previous finish that is not cross stitch because I was taking out my Halloween decorations and I wanted to show a few of my Halloween decorations that I have done that are not cross stitched. So this is a little candle mat. It was a kit I got years ago, but essentially what it is, if any of you have done felt work, it's similar to that, or it's applique, I guess. But this, I fused the fabric to this backing fabric and then just blanket stitched around it. And then I put some batting and just not quilted it, but just stitched it together. And this, I love these little beads, bead pin. So this is just displayed on my end table, and this is one of those finishes that I had done in a years past and absolutely loved it. If you're interested in that, I can try to hunt it down and see if I can find. I honestly don't even know where I got it from, but I am happy to scour the internet to try to find it for you. All right, so those are all my finishes. So now we are going to talk about featured Flosstube. I have actually gotten quite a bit behind with my Flosstube watching, unfortunately, over the past couple of weeks because work's been busy and then sick kiddo and all the fun stuff that comes along with that. So I don't have a featured Flosstube this week, and I apologize for that. I'm not even going to try to fib. I mean, I have floss tubes that I've watched previously that I like that I've mentioned, shouted out already, but no featured floss tube this week. I do apologize for that. But I am working to try to catch up with my floss tube watching and find new floss tubers to watch. All right, so we are going to go into the main event, guys, the main event. If you have been with me, you know that I have been working on my son's Christmas stocking. So I just like when I think about Christmas and him being a new addition to our family, I just get like the picture of our mantle with our cross stitch stockings because I grew up with that. My mom had a cross stitch or needlepoint stocking for each one of us, her, my dad, me, and my sister. And so that to me is just like Christmas. It's just Christmas to me. So I started a cross stitch stocking in January or February for my son. And I've shown it as a whip on here multiple times. And this is, I'm sorry, this is what the pattern is. Oops. So it's a dimension kit, the gold collection. And that's my version of a drum. And I'm so excited. I couldn't be happier. I'm so, so, so excited. And I'm just, oops. Let me get rid of the needle so you can get an even better finished view. Oh, he's beautiful. I'm so happy. There was so much back stitching on this man, let me tell you. So I'm gonna hold it up so we can get a close-up view of Mr. Santa. And I do not like how his glasses just kind of disappear right there, but it's fine. I mean, like, but I mean, back stitching just makes him come alive. So like all of this hair is back stitched. I mean, the glasses, the eye, the glove, and then we get into the beautiful tree and we have garland and stars and then joy. Ugh. And I'm just so stinking excited. I'm just so, so happy. So my mom is supposed to be finishing this into a stocking, but it terrifies her, and I completely understand because she's just terrified of messing it up. So she mentioned that Accents, the cross stitch store in Metairie in the New Orleans area, finishes stockings. So I told her, like, I'm more than happy if she wants to bring it there and I'll pay for it. Like, doesn't bother me at all if she doesn't want to do it. I just want it done by Thanksgiving so I can put it up for Christmas. So I'm so happy. I'm so happy. Ugh, and I'm happy it's done. I'm happy it'll be ready this Christmas. I am happy that I am seeing my mom this weekend, so I don't have to mail it because that terrifies me that something's going to happen in transit, so I can hand deliver it to her. And I'm happy that my evening stitching time is freed up to pursue other projects. So that is my big finish for the week. Oh, so excited. Okay. So we are going to jump into Stitchy Kindness because I have a lot of Stitchy Kindness this week. So Arlene Grimm reached out to me and we've been emailing back and forth and I've just enjoyed that. She's the one, I don't know if I've talked about this before. I think I have, but with the Prairie Schooler Christmas alphabet, she does initials, I believe, for each of her grandkids in the Prairie Schooler Christmas alphabet as an ornament. And I absolutely love that idea. But she sent me just a smorgasbord of Prairie Schooler charts. So I'm just, thank you so much. And she knows, I think, hopefully how much I have just so much appreciated that. So I just want to show y'all all the Prairie Schooler charts she sent. So this is bunnies. I, as of this point in my life, do not stitch Easter. I stitch spring, flowers and garden and stuff, but I don't really stitch Easter. However, my mother, who is a cross stitcher, loves to stitch Easter and loves this chart. So I'm actually going to give my mom this chart when I see her this weekend. Sorry, trying to get organized. Then there is And to All a Good Night. I love this one. And it's small enough that like it can be done pretty quickly. And then this is The Night Before. I mean, let me be honest, I love all of them, so I will try not to say that for everyone I show. The Night Before Christmas, and I've looked at this one multiple times to buy it before, and I think I just want to do, I can't decide, y'all. I can't decide if I want to do these into little ornaments or if I just want to do the whole thing or if I want to do both. but love that one. This is Songs of the Season, which I also love. This is Christmas Village. And then we have, what is this one called? Merry Christmas, maybe? The red work. I love all the red work. I mean, these are going to be beautiful ornaments. Beautiful. And then there is one more. Oh, no, sorry. Snowy Nights. And again, all of these are amazing. And I think I'm just going to have a prairie schooler Christmas tree, and not anytime soon, but it'll happen. Much to my husband's dismay, because the idea of having 2 Christmas trees is just mind blowing to him, and he can't fathom why anyone in the world would want 2 Christmas trees, but it's fine. And this is Prairie Year Round. And I'm definitely going to get started on this one, I think, pretty soon. I'm going to work maybe with January. See, my problem is that I don't really celebrate like Valentine's Day and St. Patrick's Day, although I should, because I'm Irish and I need to read up on my heritage. So I'll probably just stitch them all. And then there is Autumn Leaves, which again, I love, and I'm sorry I'm saying that so much. It's probably super annoying. And then she also sent me the hands-on design winter, Let's Talk Winter, because she saw that I did the Let's Talk Autumn, and I'm doing Let's Talk Stitching right now. And so this will be really fun. I love all of Heart and Hand designs. I mean, they're just all beautiful. And there's one more that Arlene gave me, but it is in the whip section of this video. And then Marie Smith reached out to me and wanted to give the Farmhouse Christmas by Little House Needleworks as a giveaway for y'all. And so if you would like to be entered to win this giveaway, just say the word Christmas and I will select a winner for my next Flosstube. You can, what was I going to say? You can enter. If my next Flosstube isn't up, it means I haven't picked a winner yet. So there is no time limit on when you can enter to win that. No time limit whatsoever. So that was very sweet of y'all. Thank you so much. It's my husband tells me, he's like, I mean, I know like you absolutely love getting Stitchy kindness. He's like, but it's just crazy to me that people on the internet would just send you stuff. And I'm like, but that's the cross stitch group. Like that's Flosstubers, and that's our community. And it's just a very, very, very giving community. And I love being able to send things out as giveaways. But I mean, receiving it's a joy to receive it as well. So thank you all so much for that. So now we are going to go into the whip section. So I only have 2 whips because I finished Mr. Cross Stitch, or Mr. Christmas Stocking, sorry. So my first whip, and I apologize, I forgot the chart, but it is Let's Talk Stitching by Hands On Design. Oh, pause. In my previous Flosstube number 10, some of y'all commented saying how you like to see the pictures of where I was at and where I am now. So the hardest part for me with that is to remember to take a picture of where I'm at before I film. So I don't have that for you today, but next video, this morning, I took pictures of my stitching that I'm going to show you right now. So I'll have good where I was at before pictures. So tune in next Flosstube. I should have that for you all. But this is where I am at right now with the Let's Talk Stitching. Isn't it gorgeous? Oh, I'm so excited. I love this so much. And it's stitching up so fast, so fast. I mean, like it's just gorgeous. I'm so excited to get this framed. I think I might actually go to Michael's and see, like, kind of price it out, how much it's gonna cost to frame and see what it looks like framed. So I will keep y'all updated with that. And if you want a cost breakdown, I'm more than happy to share that with you because I'm curious as to how much some of these things cost to get framed at Michael's. So that is whip number one. And whip number two is from, this chart is from Arlene, and it's Christmas samplers. So it is 3 different samplers, and I really like I liked them all. But I've chosen to stitch The Night Before Christmas, and I really do want to stitch Oh Christmas Tree as well because I love the song Oh Christmas Tree. So this is the progress I have so far on that. And this is on 32 count taupe Lugana. And I have decided that this is going to be just the fabric that I stitch every prairie schooler on. I probably need to buy some more. I did buy quite a few pieces of it, but if I'm going to stitch every pattern on it, I probably need more. All right, so those are my whips, my cross stitch whips. I have a quilty whip. Thank you. This is Mesa Valley. I am working on a quilt for my newest nephew who is being born today. So I finished it this morning. I finished the front of the top of the quilt this morning. So it still needs to be quilted. I'm going to stand up to show y'all, hopefully. So this is the quilt. It actually came out quite a bit bigger than I intended. So I'm going to work on getting that quilted and give to her when I see her, hopefully. So there might not be a Flosstube video next Friday because I am going to spend the majority of my time working on getting that quilted up because I do want to give it to her the first time I see her and meet him. So I was very happy to have the top of that done. If you quilt at all, there, just like in cross stitch, there is a favorite part of quilting. Mine is actually piecing the top together. It's my favorite part. And my least favorite part is the actual quilting process. So wish me luck. Those are my plans. That is probably all I plan on working on. Yeah, because even though it's not the biggest quilt in the world, it's still going to drive me insane to actually quilt it. So thank you all for tuning in. The last thing I'll do is my Mandy's Moments where I just ask a question so you can get to know me a little bit better. So I'm just going to pick a random number and we will pick 14 because that is today's date and that is the day that my little nephew is going to be born. So question number 14 is, do you like going to the movies or prefer watching at home? Good question, and I guess it's probably half and half. I like going to the movies. I like getting the popcorn and the experience of going to the movies, but it's not something that like I miss if I don't do it. So I haven't gone to a movie since he was born by far. And so it's not something I miss. But for my birthday, my husband got me a projector and a screen for outdoor movies. That is going to be my favorite thing ever, I think. I just love the idea of having outdoor movies, having a fire pit, just hanging outside. I love being outside. We haven't used it yet because it's summer in Louisiana. Well, it's fall, but it's still summer in Louisiana. And it hasn't been dark early enough, but it's supposed to be pretty cool next week. So I think we might try Sunday night having a movie outside, just him and me, setting up blankets, popcorn, hot chocolate, whatever. So I am excited to try that. And then I do want to have friends over, of course, because that's just something fun to do with friends. So Yeah, tune in for that. So thank you all for joining. I hope to see you next week for a floss tube, but if not, keep me in your thoughts because I will be working on that quilt. And I hope you all have happy stitching.